is a Buddhist mantra. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi, swaha. Gate. The Sanskrit, Indo-European language. Gate is the same as gone, gone, gate, gone. Like your great-great-grandma. Gone. Paragate. Para, highly gone, overgone. Parasamgate, like summit, highly, completely gone. Gate, gone, completely gone, completely, utterly gone, over the river to the other side. Bodhi, wakened mind, salutations. Swaha, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi, swaha. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi, swaha. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi,
Gati
older poems, which some of you who are younger or in school, or some of your children will have studied in school. Poems written in the 1950s. So the first part of the program I'll be reading older things which are more familiar, and then I'll finish with poems written up to this last few weeks. America, 1956 is the date. It was toward the end of the McCarthy period. America, I've given you all, and now I'm nothing. America, $2.27, January 17th, 1956. I can't stand my own mind. America, when will we end the human war? Go fuck yourself with your atom bomb. I don't feel good, don't bother me. I won't write my poem till I'm in my right mind. America, when will you be angelic? When will you take off your clothes? When will you look at yourself through the grave? When will you be worthy of your million Trotskyites? America, why are your libraries full of tears? America, when will you send your eggs to India? I'm sick of your insane demand. When can I go into the supermarket and buy what I need with my good looks and my actual hard work? America, after all, it is you and I who are perfect, not the next world. Your machinery is too much for me. You made me want to be a saint. There must be some other way to settle this argument. Burroughs is in 10 years. I don't think he'll come back. It's sinister. Are you being sinister, or is this some form of practical joke? I'm trying to come to the point. I refuse to give up my obsession. America, stop pushing. I know what I'm doing. America, the plum blossoms are falling. I haven't read the newspapers for months. Every day somebody goes on trial for murder. America, I feel sentimental about Emma Goldman and the Wobbly. America, I used to be a communist when I was a kid. I'm not sorry. I smoke marijuana every chance I get. I sit in my house for days on end and stare at the roses in my closet. When I go to Chinatown, I get drunk and I never get laid. My mind is made up. There's going to be trouble. You should have seen me reading Marx. My psychoanalyst thinks I'm perfectly right. I won't say your version of the Lord's Prayer. I have mystical visions and cosmic vibrations. America, I still haven't told you what you did to Uncle Max after he came over from Russia. I'm addressing you. Are you going to let your emotional life be run by Time magazine? I'm obsessed by Time magazine. I read it every week. Its cover stares at me every time I slink past the corner candy store. I read it in the basement of the Woodmere Public Library. It's always something about responsibility. Businessmen are serious. Movie producers are serious. Wall Street brokers are serious. Everybody's serious but me. It occurs to me that I am America. I'm talking to myself again. Asia is rising up against me. I haven't got a Chinaman's chance. I better consider my national resources. My national resources consist of 2 joints of marijuana, millions of genitals, and unpublishable private literature from Fair Lawn, New Jersey that goes 1,400 miles an hour, and 25,000 mental institutions. I say nothing about my prisons, of the millions of underprivileged who live in my flower pots under the light of 500 suns. I've abolished the whorehouses of France. Tangier is the next to go. My ambition is to be president, despite the fact that I'm a Catholic. America, how can I write a holy litany in your silly mood? I will continue. Like Henry Ford, my strophes or verses are as individual as his automobiles, more so, they're all different sexes. America, I'll sell you strophes, 2,500 apiece, 500 down on your old stroke. America, free Tom Mooney. America, let Tim Leary out of jail. America, save the Spanish loyalists. America, are they really going to keep James Earl Ray in prison and not let him tell who helped kill Martin Luther King? America, Sacco and Vanzetti must not die. America, how come they never told us during the Warren report that Oswald used to work for the FBI or the CIA and was once a government agent? America, I am the Scottsboro Boys. America, why didn't they tell us that J. Edgar Hoover was taking tape machines of Martin Luther King with white girls in motel bedrooms and trying to blackmail them with it? America, when I was 7, Mama took me to communist cell meetings. They sold us garbanzo chickpeas, a handful for a ticket, a thing called a nickel, each was free. Everybody was angelic and sentimental about the workers. It was all so sincere. You have no idea what a good thing the party was in 1835. Scott Neary, the way of blue honey in Maine, when he made that was then in 1932, a grand old man, a real mensch. Mother Bluer made me cry. I once saw Israel after flame. Everybody wants to get a spy. America, you don't really want to go to war. America's them bad Russians. They're Russians, them Russians, and them Chinamen, and them Russians. The Russia wants to eat us alive. The Russia's power mad. She wants to take our cars from out our garages. Her want our Porsche oil fields. Her want to grab Chicago. She needs a Red Reader's Digest. Her want our auto plants in Siberia. Him big bureaucracies steal our atom bomb and run our filling station. That no good. Ugh. Him make Indian learn read. Him need big black niggers. Ah, her make us all work 16 hours a day. Hell, America, this is quite serious. America, this is the impression I get from looking at the television set. America, this is fact. I better get right down with the job. It's true, I don't want to join the army or turn leads in precision parts factories. I'm nearsighted and psychopathic anyway. In America, I'm putting my clear shoulders in the wheel. An older poet, William Carlos Williams, and another poet, Jack Kerouac, both of whom I was preoccupied with verse by Jack Kerouac and by William Carlos Williams. I was interested in seeing if I could get some kind of American speech patterns with a long breath. So, Sunflower Sutra, which is Berkeley, 1955. I walked on the banks of the Tin Can Banana Dock and sat down under the huge shade of a Southern Pacific locomotive to look at the sunset over the Box House hills and cry. Jack Kerouac sat beside me on a busted, rusty iron pole companion with thought the same thoughts of the soul, bleak and blue and sad-eyed, surrounded by gnarled steel roots of trees and machinery. The oily water on the river mirrored the red sky. Sun sank on top of final Frisco peaks. No fish in that stream, no hermit in those mounts, just ourselves rheumy-eyed and hungover like old bums on the riverbank, tired and swiley. Look at the sunflower, he said. There was a dead gray shadow against the sky, big as a man, sitting dry on top of a pile of ancient sawdust. I rushed up, enchanted. It was my first sunflower, first I'd ever seen. Memories of Blake, my visions, Harlem, and hells of eastern rivers, bridges clanking Joe's greasy sandwiches, dead baby carriages, black threadless tires forgotten and unretreaded, the poem of the riverbank, condoms and pots, steel knives, nothing stainless, only the dank muck and the razor-sharp artifact passing into the past, and the gray sunflower poised against the sunset, crackly, bleak and dusty with the smut and smog and smoke of olden locomotives in its eye, corolla of bleary spikes pushed down and broken like a battered crown, seeds fallen out of its face, soon to be toothless mouth of sunny air, sun rays obliterated on its hairy head like a dried wire spiderweb, leaves stuck out like arms out of the stem, gestures from the sawdust root, broke pieces of plaster fallen out of the black twigs, a dead fly in its ear, unholy, battered old thing you were, my sunflower, oh, my soul, I loved you then. The grind was no man's grind, but death and human locomotive. All that dress of dust, that veil of darkened railroad skin, that smog of cheek, that eyelid of black misery, that sooty hand or phallus or protuberance of artificial worse than dirt, industrial, modern, all that civilization spotting your crazy golden crown, and those blear thoughts of death, and dusty loveless eyes and ends and withered roots below in the home pile of sand and sawdust, rubber dollar bills, skin of machinery, the guts and innards of the weeping, coughing car, the empty, lonely tin cans with their rusty tongues, alack, what more could I name? The smoked ashes of some cock cigar, the cunts of wheelbarrows, and the milky breasts of cars, worn out asses out of chairs and sphincters of dynamos, all these entangled in your mummied roots, and you there standing before me in the sunset, all your glory in your form, a perfect beauty of a sunflower, a perfect, excellent, lovely sunflower existence, a sweet, natural eye to the new moon, woke up alive and excited, grasping in the sunset shadow, sunrise, golden, monthly breeze. How many flies buzzed round you, while innocent of your grime, while you cursed the heaven of the railroad in your flower soul? Poor, dead flower, when did you forget you were a flower? When did you look at your skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty old locomotive? A thin, pale, New Jersey-esque, unshaven, bloodless locomotive? The ghost of a locomotive? The specter and shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive? You were never no locomotive sunflower. You were a sunflower. And you, locomotive, you were a locomotive. Forget me not. So I grabbed up the skeleton thick sunflower and stuck it at my side like a scepter and delivered my sermon to my soul, and Jack's soul too, and anyone who listened. We're not our skin of grime. We're not dread, bleak, dusty, imageless locomotive. We're all golden sunflowers inside, blessed by our own seed and hairy, naked accomplishment bodies growing into mad, black, formal sunflowers in the sunset, spied on by our eyes, under the shadow of the mad locomotive riverbank, sunset, Frisco, hilly, tin can, evening, sit down, vision. So it's sort of actually a family audience. So I would like then to read part of a family saga, Kaddish, the opening section and one or two other sections that are brief from that poem, which is a Kaddish, or a mass, or elegy for my mother, Naomi, who died out here in Brentwood, Pilgrim State, in 1956. So this is the proem, or beginning, of Kaddish for Naomi Ginsberg, 1894-1956. Arrange it properly. Now I'll read little sections from the poem, skipping in and out, so keeping the basic structure. So since the whole thing is quite long, you little ecstatic sections. Strange now to think of you, gone without corsets and eyes, while I walk on the sunny pavement of Greenwich Village, downtown Manhattan, clear winter noon, and I've been up all night talking, reading the Kaddish aloud, listening to Ray Charles blues shout, blind on the phonograph, the rhythm, and your memory in my head 3 years after, and read Adonaius's last triumphant stanzas aloud, wept, realizing how we suffer, and how death is that remedy all singers dream of, sing, remember, prophesy as in the Hebrew anthem or the Buddhist book of answers, and my own imagination of a withered leaf at dawn. Dreaming back through life, your time, and mine accelerating toward apocalypse, the final moment, the flower burning in the day, and what comes after, looking back on the mind itself that saw an American city a flash away, and the great dream of me, or China, or you, and a phantom Russia, or a crumpled bed that never existed, like a poem in the dark, escaped back to oblivion. No more to say, and nothing to weep for but the beings in this dream, trapped in its disappearance, sighing, screaming with it, buying and selling pieces of phantom, worshipping each other, worshipping the God included in it all, longing for that God or inevitability, while it lasts a vision. Anything more? It leaps about me as I go out and walk the street, look back over my shoulder, 7th Avenue, the battlements of window office buildings shouldering each other high under a cloud, tall as the sky an instant, and the sky above, an old blue place. Or down the avenue to the south, too, as I walk toward Lower East Side, Orchard and Rivington, where you walked 50 years ago, little girl, from Russia, eating the first poisonous tomatoes of America, frightened on the dock, then struggling in the crowd of Orchard Street toward what? Toward Newark, toward candy store, first homemade sodas of the century, hand-churned ice cream in back room on musty brown floor boards, toward education, marriage, nervous breakdown, operation, teaching school, and learning to be mad in a dream. What is this like? Toward the key in the window, and the great key lays its head of light on top of Manhattan and over the floor and lays down on the sidewalk in a single vast beam moving. As I walk down first toward the Yiddish theater and the place of poverty you knew, and I know, but without caring now, strange to have moved through Paterson, New Jersey, and the West, India, Europe, and here again, with the cries of Spaniards now in the doors, and dark boys on the street. Fire escapes old as you, though you're not old now. That's left here with me. Myself, anyhow, maybe as old as the universe. And I guess that dies with us, enough to cancel all that comes. What came is gone forever, every time. That's good. That leaves it open for no regret, no fear, radiators, lack love, torture, even toothache in the end. Though while it comes, it is a lion that eats the soul, and the lamb, the soul in us, alas, offering itself in sacrifice that changes fierce hunger, hair and teeth, and the roar of bone pain, skull bare, break rib, rot skin, brain, trick, implacability. Aye, we do work. We are in a fix, and you're out. Death let you out. Death has a message. You're done with your century, done with God, done with the path through it, done with yourself at last, pure, back to the babe dark before your Father, before us all, before the world. There's rest. No more suffering for you. I know you, God. It's good. No more flowers in the summer fields of New York. No joy now. No more fear of Louis. No more of his sweetness and glasses. His high school decades. Debts. Loves. Frightened telephone calls. Conception beds. Relatives. Hands. No more of Sister Eleanor. She gone before you. We kept it secret. You killed her, or she killed herself to bear with you an arthritic heart. But death killed you both. No matter. Nor your memory of your mother. 1915 tears in silent movies, weeks and weeks, forgetting, agreed, watching Marie Dressler address humanity. Chaplin, dance in youth. Or Boris Godunov, Shalyapins at the Met, calling his voice of a weeping czar. My standing room with Eleanor and Max, watching also the capitalists take seats in the orchestra. White furs, diamonds, with the Young People's Socialist League hitchhiking through Pennsylvania in black baggy gym skirt pants. A photograph of 4 girls holding each other around the waist and laughing eyes, too coy. Virginal solitude of 1920. All girls grown old or dead now, and that long hair in the grave. Lucky to have had husbands later. You made it. I came too. Eugene, my brother before, still grieving now, and will dream on to his last gift, hands as he goes to his cancer or kill later perhaps. Soon, he will think. And it's the last moment I remember when I see them all through myself now, though not you. I didn't foresee what you felt.
What more hideous gape of bad mouth came first to you? And were you prepared to go there, in that dark, in that God, a radiance, a Lord in the void, like an eye in the black cloud of a dream, Adonai at last with you, beyond my remembrance, incapable to guess, not merely the yellow skull in the grave, or a box of worm dust and a stained ribbon, death's head with a halo? Can you believe it? Is it only the sun that shines once for the mind? Only the flash of existence? Then none ever was. Nothing beyond what we have here, what you have. That so pitiful, yet triumph, to have been here and changed like a tree, broken or flower, fed to the ground, but mad with its petals, colored, thinking great universe, shaken, cut in the head, leaf stripped, hid in an egg crate hospital, cloth wrapped, sore, freaked in the moon, praying, naughtless. No flower like that flower which knew itself in the garden and fought the knife, lost, cut down by an idiot snowman's icy, even in the spring, strange ghost thought, some death, sharp icicle in his hand, crowned with old roses, a dog for his eyes, cock of a sweatshop, heart of electric iron, all the accumulations of life that wear us out, clocks, bodies, consciousness, shoes, breasts, begotten sons, your communism, paranoia into hospitals. You once kicked Eleanor in the leg. She died of heart failure later. You of stroke, asleep. Within a year, the two of you, sisters in death. Is Eleanor happy? Max grieves alive in an office on Lower Broadway, lone, large mustache over his midnight accountings in the office. Not sure. His life passes as he sees. And what does he doubt now? Still dream of making money? Or that might have made money, hired nurse, had children, found even your immortality, Naomi? I'll see him soon. Now I've got to cut through to talk to you, and I didn't when you had a mouth. Forever. And we're bound for that. Forever. Like Emily Dickinson's horses, headed to the end. They know the way, these steeds. Run faster than we think. It's our own life they cross and take with them. Magnificent, mourn no more, marred of heart, mind behind, married dreamed, mortal changed, ass and face done with murder, in the world given, flower maddened, made no utopia, shut under pine, almed in earth, bound in lone, Jehovah accept, nameless, one-faced, forever beyond me, beginningless, endless, Father in death, though I am not here for this prophecy. I am unmarried, I'm hymnless, I'm heavenless, headless in blisswood, I would still adore thee, heaven after death, only one, blessed in nothingness, not light or darkness, dayless eternity, take this psalm from me, burst from my hands in a day, some of my time now given to nothing to praise thee, but death, this is the end, the redemption from wilderness, way for the wanderer, house sought for all, black handkerchief washed clean by weeping, page beyond psalm, last change of mine and Naomi, to God's perfect darkness, death, stay thy phantom. 2 years after a trip to Mexico, bleak in a flat plain near Brentwood, New Jersey, New York, scrub brush and grass around the unused railroad train tracks to the crazy house, new brick 20-story central building, lost on the vast lawns of Madtown on Long Island, huge cities of the moon and pilgrim faith. Asylum spreads out giant wings above the path to a minute black hole. The door. I went in. Smelled funny. The halls again. Up elevator. To a glass door on a woman's ward. To Naomi. 2 nurses. Books and white. They let her out. Naomi stared. And I gasped. She'd had a stroke. Too thin. Shrunk on her bones. Age come to Naomi, now broken into white hair, loose dress, on her skeleton, face sunk, old, withered, cheek of clone, one hand stiff, heaviness of 40s and menopause reduced by one heart stroke, lame now, wrinkled, a scar on her head, the lobotomy, ruined, the hand dipping downwards to death. Oh, Russian face, woman on the grass, your long black hair is crowned with flowers, the mandolin is on your knees. Communist beauty, sit here married in the summer among bees, promised happiness at hand. Holy Mother, now you smile on your love, your world is born anew. Children run naked on the field, spotted with dandelions. They eat in the plum tree grove at the end of the meadow and find a cabin where the white-haired Negro teaches the mystery of his grain barrel. Blessed daughter, come to America. I long to hear your voice again, remembering your mother's youth in the song of the natural front. O glorious muse that bore me from the womb, ye suck first mystic life and taught me talk and music. From whose pained head I first took vision, tortured and beaten in the skull. What mad hallucinations of the damned that drive me out of my own skull to seek eternity, till I find peace with you. Oh, poetry! And the all human time call on the origin, death, which is the mother of the universe. Now wear your nakedness forever, white flowers in your hair, your marriage sealed behind the sky. No revolution might destroy that maidenhood. Oh, beautiful garbo of my karma, all photographed from 1920 in Camp Gedited here unchanged. With all the teachers from Newark, nor Eleanor began, nor Max await his specter, nor Louis retire from this high school. In the world which he has created according to his will, blessed, praised, magnified, lauded, exalted the name of the Holy One, blessed is he. In the house of Newark, blessed is he. In the madhouse, blessed is he. In the house of death, blessed is he. Blessed be he in homosexuality. Blessed be he in paranoia. Blessed be he in the city. Blessed be he in the book. Blessed be he who dwells in the shadow. Blessed be he. Blessed be he. Blessed be you, Naomi, in tears. Blessed be you, Naomi, in tears. Blessed, blessed, blessed in sickness. Blessed be you, Naomi, in hospital. Blessed be you, Naomi, in solitude. Blessed be your triumph. Blessed be your bars. Blessed be your last year's loneliness. Blessed be your failure. Blessed be your stroke. Blessed be the close of your eyes. Blessed be the corner of your cheek. Blessed be your withered thighs. Blessed be thee, Naomi, in death. Blessed be death. Blessed be death. Blessed be he who leads all sorrow to heaven. Blessed be he in the end. Blessed be he who builds heaven in darkness. Blessed be he. Blessed be he. Blessed be death on us all. Oh, Mother, what have I left out? Oh, Mother, what have I forgotten? Oh, Mother, farewell with a long black shoe. Farewell with Communist Party in a broken stocking. Farewell with 6 dark hairs on the wen of your breast. Farewell with your old dress and a long black beard around the vagina. Farewell with your sagging belly, with your fear of Hitler, with your mouth of bad short stories, with your fingers of rotten mandolins, with your arms of fat Patterson porches, with your belly of strikes and smokestacks, with your chin of Trotsky and the Spanish Civil War, with your voice singing for the decaying over broken workers, with your nose of bad lay, with your nose of the smell of the pickles of Newark, with your eyes of Russia, with your eyes of no money, with your eyes of false China, with your eyes of Aunt Eleanor, with your eyes of starving India, with your eyes pissing in the park, with your eyes of America taking a fall, with your eyes of your failure at the piano, with your eyes of your relatives in California, with your eyes of Ma Rainey dying in an ambulance, with your eyes of Czechoslovakia attacked by robots, with your eyes going to painting class at night in the Bronx, With your eyes of the killer grandma you see on the horizon from the fire escape, with your eyes running naked out of the apartment screaming into the hall, with your eyes being led away by policemen to an ambulance, with your eyes strapped down on the operating table, with your eyes of the pancreas removed, with your eyes of appendix operation, with your eyes of abortion, with your eyes of ovaries removed, with your eyes of shock, with your eyes of lobotomy, with your eyes of divorce, with your eyes of stroke, with your eyes alone, with your eyes, with your eyes, with your death full of flowers.
That's very heavy. Finish this. I think I'll change the, or take a break, but change the sense of things a little bit with song. The right song. Yeah. A Buddhist country record. To be considered a commentary on with me here, Stephen Taylor on guitar. Born in this world, you got to suffer. Everything changes. You got no soul. You got no soul. Try to be gay. Ignorant, happy, you get the blues. You eat jelly rolls, you eat jelly rolls. There is one way. You take the high road in your big wheel. 8 steps you fly, 8 steps you fly. Look at the view, look at the view. Right to horizon, right to horizon. Talk to the sky, talk to the sky. Act like you talk, act like you talk. Work like the sun, work like the sun. Shine in your heaven. See what you done. Come down and walk, come down and walk. Sit, you sit down. Sit, you sit down. Breathe the way you breathe. When you breathe, lie down, you lie down, lie down, you lie down. Walk where you walk where you walk. Talk when you talk, like I just did. Cry when you cry. Lie down, you lie down, lie down, you lie down. Die when you die, die when you die. Look where you look where you look. Hear what you hear what you hear. Taste what you taste, hear. Smell what you smell, smell what you smell. Touch where you touch. Touch when you touch. Think what you think what you think. Let it go slow.
die. Die when you die. Die when you die. Lie down, you lie down. Lie down, you lie down. Die when you die. 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 Lie down, you lie down.